he's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
Yeah, I definitely believe Bud gets the win. But once again, Canelo used to be one of my favorite fighters.
Right.
It's a big risk. I don't think this is an Errol Spence kind of fight because of the fact that he's a lot bigger than Bud. And he also got skills and he's fast, he's strong.
Like, but
now it's here.
Yeah, no, it's here now. So I think it's a good fight for boxing.
Is your dad picking Bud to win that fight?
Of course, yeah. And I'm picking Bud too. But will it be an easy task? No. But if anybody can do it, I think Bud can.
Shakur Stevenson has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, and the buzz around the upcoming mega fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez just got a whole lot louder. Stevenson revealed surprising details about Crawford's training camp, making it clear that the pound-for-pound star is preparing in ways that could shock everyone when he steps into the ring against Canelo. For fans who already see this as one of the biggest clashes in recent history, the inside look Stevenson provided has only raised expectations.
Nah, ain't nothing slowed down. Bud his 38 is like somebody's 30. Like,
right.
It's just a different kind of thing with him. He don't drink, he don't smoke. He's very disciplined. He always active every day of his life. So he's just not the normal athlete. Yeah, I definitely believe Bud gets the win. But once again, Canelo used to be one of my favorite fighters.
Right.
It's a big risk. I don't think this is an Errol Spence kind of fight because of the fact that he's a lot bigger than Bud. And he also got skills and he's fast, he's strong. So I think it's a big risk and a big fight, but I think if anybody can do it, it's Bud Crawford. That's how I look at it.
From what Stevenson has shared, Crawford's camp isn't just business as usual. There's an edge to it, a kind of hunger and intensity that makes it clear Crawford knows exactly how big this fight is for his career. He's sharpening every tool, and according to Stevenson, the way he's pushing himself physically and mentally shows he's not just showing up for a payday, he's here to cement his legacy. Those words from Stevenson carry weight, especially since he's been around Crawford closely and knows his process better than most. When someone like him points out that Crawford is preparing differently, people take notice.
I mean, Bud is ready. Bud is always going to come in there 100%, and he's going to be on top of his game. He's going to be sharp, fast, strong. I think that's the thing that's going to surprise a lot of people with this fight is Bud power carries up. It's not just power that was just there for 147 or 140. His power carries up in weight, so I think that's the biggest thing that's going to surprise everybody.
But while Crawford is working behind closed doors, the noise outside the ring is just as fierce. Mike Perry, the MMA fighter known for never holding back, has thrown in his 2 cents, and they weren't flattering for Crawford at all. Perry didn't just doubt Crawford's chances, he went further, mocking him as an insult to real fighters. Perry ridiculed Crawford for holding up Turkey's hands, suggesting it makes him look weak, almost like a puppet for the promoters.
I'm going with the Mexican power. I think I know Terence is tough, you know. He's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
This split between praise and ridicule is exactly why this fight has the world talking. On one hand, people close to Crawford like Stevenson see a fighter more dangerous than ever. On the other hand, outspoken critics like Perry dismiss him and back Canelo without hesitation. The truth, of course, will only be decided inside the ropes. But in the meantime, the takes keep coming.
He's really smart. He's going to give Canelo a little bit of trouble in the first round. But then once Canelo feels that he can't get hurt, come on. Canelo's been hit by the heaviest hitter in boxing, Triple G, and never got hurt. He got hit by the bull, never got hurt. A 175 pounder.
So I feel like this fight is gonna be somewhat like the Charlo fight, where it's just
it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like the Charlo fight. I mean, they're gonna sell the fight like Crawford's gonna win, but there is no way business-wise Canelo will not jeopardize a loss because if Canelo loses, the boxing business goes down. I mean, I know a lot of people think that he's not gonna win.
Adding fuel to the fire, respected boxing voices like Teddy Atlas have also shared their thoughts. Atlas, never shy to analyze the fight game, broke down what makes this matchup so intriguing. While Perry focused on mocking Crawford, Atlas actually gave a measured look at both sides. He pointed out that Canelo has the natural advantages. He's bigger, stronger, and has spent his whole career fighting at higher weights. Crawford, by comparison, is climbing into new territory against someone who is not just elite, but also physically imposing.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it? You know, but those intangibles.
And then there's Devin Haney, another young star of the sport who weighed in with his own perspective. Haney's take leaned toward recognizing what Canelo brings to the table, but he also didn't dismiss the possibility of Crawford making history. For Haney, it was about respect. Respect for Canelo's dominance, but also for Crawford's daring ambition. He made it clear that this isn't a mismatch, but rather a gamble, the kind that only fighters chasing greatness are willing to take.
He got the discipline IQ to win, but Canelo has all that with the size. So I think it's a good fight. I'm happy that Bud got the fight. My dad was the one that told him that he should take the fight. Bud came out and said that my dad was the one that told him to fight Canelo a long time ago.
Really?
So yeah.
Like in a private conversation, he just
he
recommended
told him,
that.
like, man, the fight for you is Canelo. And
Really?
and Bud looked at my dad like yeah, but
now it's here.
yeah, no, it's here now. So I think it's a good fight for boxing.
Is your dad picking Bud to win that fight?
Of course, yeah. And I'm picking Bud too. But will it be an easy task? No. But if anybody could do it, I think Bud can.
The drumbeat didn't stop there. Legendary Mexican champion Erik Morales also gave his prediction, and naturally, his words carried heavy national pride. Morales, having been in the shoes of fighting at the highest levels, looked at the fight through the lens of Canelo's strengths. For him, the Mexican superstar's power and composure would be too much for Crawford to handle. Morales sees Canelo's experience against bigger names and stronger opponents as the deciding factor, believing Crawford might find himself out of his depth once the rounds start piling up. He said, Crawford is the longer fighter, he has more speed, better technique. If things go as planned, Crawford could take the fight. But Crawford hasn't been silent either. He's been stoking the flames in his own way, making bold statements and showing off a surprising physical transformation that has caught plenty of attention. Fans who worried whether Crawford's body could adjust to a higher weight were taken aback by how well he's filled out. He looks stronger, bulkier, and far from out of place, standing next to a natural super middleweight like Canelo. Crawford himself has leaned into this narrative, pointing out that he's not just moving up for a paycheck, he's building himself to actually compete. He wrote, "Canelo, you're in my way, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas without that win." So here we are, Shakur Stevenson telling everyone Crawford is preparing like never before, Mike Perry tearing him down as a fake fighter tied too closely to Turki Al-Sheikh, Teddy Atlas breaking down the risks and rewards with a trainer's eye, Devin Haney showing respect to both sides, Erik Morales backing his countryman Canelo, and Crawford himself transforming physically and mentally for the biggest night of his career. Every voice adds a different layer, and together they make the fight feel even bigger.
Me analyzing and watching Crawford over all these years, I just cannot bet against dude, bruh.
No, you can't.
I'm going to roll with Crawford, and shout out to Nebraska, and That's just what it is.
I'm so glad you here, big dog.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my bread down on Crawford, and I'm gonna live with the results.
What makes this so fascinating is the sheer contrast it takes. On one side, Crawford's supporters highlight his preparation, his skills, and his mindset. On the other, critics emphasize size, power, and the idea that he's biting off more than he can chew. The polarity isn't just hype, it's the genuine uncertainty of a matchup that defies easy predictions.
I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, the jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right.
You know,
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of Ken.
For fans, this buildup is gold. The storylines aren't just about 2 fighters meeting in the ring, but about everything surrounding them. There's national pride with Canelo carrying the Mexican flag and Morales backing him loudly. There's generational insight with Stevenson speaking up for Crawford. There's controversy with Perry ridiculing Crawford for his ties to Turki al-Sheikh. And there's strategy with Atlas laying out the chess match inside the ring. Add in Crawford's bold statements and his new physical form, and you have every ingredient for a fight that captures attention far beyond the hardcore boxing audience.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Right. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid. Right. Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle, and we know that for a fact.
Canelo, of course, remains the rock of the sport. He's been in super fights before, he's faced legends, and he's carried the weight of expectation for years. Crawford, meanwhile, is stepping into uncharted waters, but doing so with the belief that his skills can transcend size and power. That dynamic, one man proven at the highest levels of a bigger weight, the other daring to chase greatness beyond his natural limits, is what makes this more than just another pay-per-view headliner.
These type of guys isn't going to leave him totally in foreign land. But Canelo at 168, Terence Crawford has no idea. I'm not sure how many advantages Bud Crawford actually has going into this fight. Meaning, if Bud Crawford were to win, top 4 greatest fighters I've ever seen in my life. Top 4 greatest fighters.
In the end, everyone can make predictions, throw insults, or hype up training camps, but the truth will only be seen under the bright lights when Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford share the same ring. Until then, fans are left to dissect every word, every training clip, and every opinion from fighters, trainers, and legends. Whether it's Stevenson's faith in Crawford's preparation, Perry's mocking dismissal, Atlas's tactical analysis, Haney's balanced respect, Morales' national pride, or Crawford's own confident transformation, every piece of the puzzle builds anticipation.
Well, speaking of boxing, Canelo versus Terence Crawford. That's coming up.
Yes.
Who you got your money on?
Crawford.
What's interesting, according to betonline.ag, they have odds on boxing. Canelo's favored -180, meaning that if you have to bet $180 to make $100. Almost 2-to-1 odds. Meaning that he's almost twice as favored as Crawford. So why do you think Crawford's gonna win?
Because he's black.
Go with the black guy.
Of course. Yeah. Well, you know, Crawford is a very skillful, listen, they're both skilled fighters.
And maybe that's the beauty of it. No matter which side people are on, everyone has a reason to tune in. The debate is fierce, the stakes are historic, and the outcome is impossible to call with certainty. One thing's for sure, when Crawford and Canelo finally square off, the world will be watching to see whose words become reality and whose predictions crumble under the truth of the fight. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, drop your own prediction in the comments, and subscribe for more boxing updates and fight analysis. This is just the beginning of what's shaping up to be one of the most unforgettable nights in combat sports. So stay locked in because you won't want to miss a second of it.